Kai ko'o ka moana kai lana nei Hawaii nau e wehe a lulu ka honua a haumea na kulu e ka lani ki e kau mai luna au e ke aloha ole a ka malihini.
Au he awale o kopu alikoa o ke ave.
Me ko kamalala walula me ka kuhi hewa.
Alu mai pu alu mai me ko mano kalani po.
Ka I mai ana me na kama ka hele lani. Kuha a hea. Mama kakaua. Kuaina o ke ehu kakahiaka o na o wiwi o Hawaii nei. No ku'ulau I e hawi pau ai o la mau.
E nā wei mua e nā poki a e inu wai awa e viwa ole a hoku pa'a a o he hope hoi mai ai. Ana I wale no ka kou kau ko e mau I ke ala au e ke aloha ole a ka malihini. E le mau ka koe na mamo aloha I le wehi a ali I wehi nani o ku'aina. Hoe a mau no ka pono sivila a hoi hou ia mai ke ku'oko'a.
Kuha a heo. Hawaii. Mama kakaua. Kuaina o ke ehu kakahiaka o na o wiwi o Hawaii nei. No ku'ulau I e hawi pau ai o la mau.
Kuha a heo. Mama kakaua.
Kuaina o ke ehu kakahiaka o na o wiwi o Hawaii nei. No ku'ulau I e hawi pau ai o la mau. No ku'ulau I e hawi pau ai o la mau.
No ku'ulahu I e ha'awi pau ai o la mau.
Aloha,
Talofa and welcome to our virtual in-LIEU'AU part 3. Olo'ingoa o Isis ang tupuhanan. My pronouns are Sunga, a Samoan feminine pronoun, also she and her. I am from the beautiful village of Bangbango in American Samoa. I live and work on the traditional land of the first people of Seattle, the Duwamish people past and present, and honor with boundless gratitude the land itself and the Duwamish tribe.
Hello, my name is Jeremiah Allen. My pronouns are he, him, his, and I am Black and Native American from the Confederated Tribes of Selects Indians, Nimipu, and Oglala Sioux tribe. Before we begin, I just wanted to acknowledge the land that I reside on. For me personally, in the Tacoma, I reside on the Puyallup Nation tribe. I also wanted to take this time to acknowledge that in the United States, everywhere that you live and work, you can't deny the fact that this country was built on the genocide and removal of indigenous people, as well as the forced enslavement of Black and African folks. And so before we move on, we just want to thank you all for joining us this week. Last week, we chose to take a break just to be able to hold space and be in solidarity with our Black siblings. And so we thank you all for joining us again this week. And before we begin, we just wanted to acknowledge that this past week, within 24 hours of each other, we lost 2 more of our Black trans sisters. Dominique Remy Fells from Philadelphia and Raya Milton of Liberty Township, Ohio. And so as a Black trans man, I cannot say enough that all Black lives will not matter until Black trans lives matter. And, you know, we all need to work together and be in solidarity and fight like hell to protect Black trans women.
Thank you, Jeremiah. At U.T.O.P.I.A, we strongly believe that the liberation of our ancestors, our loved ones, and communities here with us now, and our future generations is tied to the liberation of our Black siblings. We will never be free until our Black siblings are free. Sending prayers and thoughts will not bring justice. There is no justice when we are silent. There is no justice when we are not actively working to end and erase white supremacy from existence. Justice for all is fighting for Black liberation. Anti-Black racism isn't unique to the United States. Anti-Black racism exists in Oceania, and it continues to fester and grow as white supremacy intended through colonialism, genocide, enslavement, and erasure. Please join U.T.O.P.I.A in addressing and fighting against anti-Black racism through your conversations with your loved ones, your communities, in your churches, in your places of work, in your schools, and also the communities you come from. Your healing and liberation is tied in with the liberation of our Black siblings. Our Pasifika people will never be free until they are free. Please feel free to reach out to the amazing staff of U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle for support in starting these conversations and to learn ways to do this hard work where you come from. Justice in this moment looks like accountability and real swift change. We want to echo and add our support to the demands of the many different movements happening in Seattle, from the COVID-19 Relief Fund to the Black Lives Matter chapter here in Seattle, but also we want to specifically lift up the demands from the Washington Black Trans Task Force. So we demand the City Council, Washington State Legislature, and Congress to consider decreasing funding for the police and instead fund Black and Indigenous trans-led organizations who can and do serve our communities better. We demand the immediate release of any and all transgender and non-binary protesters in custody. We demand that these persons not be prosecuted, as the criminal justice system is lethal to our community and subjects us to COVID-19 exposure, misgendering, violence from officers of the law, and the potential for more violence from other incarcerated persons. We demand that Black trans and Black trans non-binary leadership must be represented at every negotiation table where Black Lives Matter and protection against police violence is on the agenda.
In addition, we are just in solidarity with all trans community members. Today, the Trump administration repealed anti-discrimination laws with the Affordable Care Act. So even with all of the social unrest that's happening, that administration is still acting violently towards trans and gender diverse folks across our country. Before we begin, we just want to give a shout out to our sponsorships of the show. And so at the Hibiscus level, we have Group Health Foundation. At the Birds of Paradise level, we have Alaska Airlines and United Indians of all tribes. At the Plumeria level, we have Pride Foundation, Malina Healthcare of Washington, Wheela Mendoza, a Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation in Auburn, and Paris Insurance Services.
And to kick off our show, I would like to honor our host. Her name is Arrianna, Princess Auva'a. She is 34 years of age from the beautiful village of in-LIEU'AU, American Samoa. She is a proud transgender female soldier in the United States Army, active duty, serving the voice of the Marne in Fort Stewart, Georgia. She's also the creator and founder of Coco Comedy and Coco News. Thank you.
Welcome, friends. Welcome, people. Welcome to all you lovely son of a guns to this beautiful Utopia Seattle in Lū'au. And it's time for us to have a party. Yay! So wherever you are sitting from, give me a round of applause. Hunty. Now, it has been one hell of a work week for me, and I am sure it has been one hell of a work week for all of you. Now, if I'm sounding a little bit more, I'm a little bit under the weather, meaning that I'm still hoping that for my significant other to come home and save me already. But, you know, let's carry on with the show. First, we would like to thank our opening act, none other than the beautiful voices of Manu Samoa, Henry Sataraka, and the incredible Della Renta Tunupopo. A big round of applause to our beautiful opening act. Born and raised in the beautiful Hawaii, Manu Samoa, Henry Sataraka is an active cultural practitioner. He is the CEO and lead director of Lele'ingau A'inga, known best as Aloha, a nonprofit organization that strives to preserve and perpetuate the Samoan culture through teachings of Samoan arts, language, as well as the upkeep of traditional cultural practices. Manu Samoa is also the director and CEO of the newly reformed Miss Samoa Hawaii pageant. Aside from his cultural works in the community, he is also an advocate for LGBT issues and their rights for equality. Della Renta is from the villages of Whangaitua and Pangupangu, American Samoa, currently residing in Kent, Washington. She is a proud Fa'afafine with the pronouns she and her. Growing up as a Fa'afafine, it hasn't been easy for Della Renta. There were rough times and there were also challenging ones as well. But as life goes on, through some of the talents she is passionate with, it has made things a lot easier for her to be who she is and to be her true self. It don't matter what people say, think, or feel, she says. What matters is who you are. A star and live life to the fullest. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, friends, my apologies, friends, family, my lovely people, a big round of applause for Manu Samoa, Henry Sataraka, and Della Renta Tunupopo. Yay! All right, moving on. So, as you all know, Utopia Seattle is a nonprofit organization that has been branching out and reaching out across the states and their trifecta area, if I can say it that way. Sometimes I think I'm from New York. I'm trying to think like a New Yorker and speak like one, although I sound more like a cheap Southerner. But they have been branching out to help the LGBT and trans community across the state of Washington. So there are some fundraisers. Again, let me repeat this. There are two, not one, but two round-trip tickets across the whole United States of America, sponsored by Alaska Airlines. So we have raffle tickets for $10 per for each of the tickets. So now, when COVID lifts and Rona goes away and all this nonsense leaves us and returns us to our normal lives, honey, it is time for a travel. So take out those pocketbooks, take out your phones, Start clicking that link below and buy a raffle ticket. It's just $10 for a ticket. Now imagine if you don't want to be with your Father's Day is coming up, your day is coming up, right? You don't want to be with your spouse, girlfriend, and children for the upcoming holiday, your holiday. Buy a ticket. Next week, Friday, you'll win a ticket to escape the life you said I do to. Just for a weekend, come back and say I do to someone else for the weekend. So with that said, with our fundraisers as well, I can help you and give you some ideas of how to donate towards U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle outside of the raffle ticket. Let's say you want to donate $500. We have 5 months until the major election in November of this year, okay? Our community organizing staff has been working hard to make sure that our community members are registered to vote and encouraged to make their votes count on election day. In order for us to make progress in our work, it is important for us to ensure our voices are heard in this election. Would you like to donate $500? I know I would, if I can afford it, to help our staff engage our community to vote. If that amount is too big for you, no problems. We have solutions. We have a solution for that. If you can't make that big amount right now, we could also set you up for a monthly payment for $50. $50 a month for the next 10 months. $50, and you'll make up to your set amount of $500. That's just one idea. That's just one way for you to donate towards U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle's fundraising in order for them to continue their work to help the people of the LGBTI community, QTPI, trans community. But enough about that. We're going to get back to that later. We are now going to get the show on the road. Let's give a big round of applause to our first act for the night. Okay, let me pull this up real quick. Miss Taffy just sent it to me. Friends, a big round of applause for Sweetie's Catering. Sweetie's Catering is an exclusive private catering company located in White Center. With over a decade of successful experience in formal and casual dining, Sweetie's Catering specializes in Polynesian and Asian infused cuisine, but also not limited to world cuisines. Sweetie's Catering is solution focused with catering you from their own menu and catering you from your own menu, keeping your taste palette excited. I don't know about y'all, but that just made me hungry. That just made me want to broaden the horizons of my taste palette. All right, friends, a big round of applause and welcome to our virtual stage, Sweetie's Catering.
Hey! Welcome to Sweetie's Kitchen, everybody! Today we have an awesome treat. So you are going to make our famous garlic fried chicken, hey, and some mac salad, and some rice. So without further ado, also we're going to have a special surprise at the end too. So let's get it going. Let's get it started. Alright guys, so first thing first, before we start anything, let's talk about hand washing, okay? So definitely guys, before we touch any food or anything, it's all about washing your hands. So in the Sweetie's Kitchen, we have a code of conduct. It's called the 3 H's, and it stands for hair, health, and hygiene. So making sure that your hair is up at all times in the kitchen. You are not sick. If you are sick, you don't belong in the kitchen. And hygiene. All right, everybody, let's talk about this mac salad. So mac salad is just one of those things. It can make or break your plate. So make sure your mac salad is on point. All right, so first thing we got We got our noodles, our elbow macaroni. We have our green onions. Of course, we got some coarse ground black pepper. Today we got some Himalayan salt, some shredded carrots. We have Best Food mayonnaise. Sweeties only use Best Food mayonnaise. And then also for you guys' treat, because we are Samoan, we are going to use that good old wahoo. Alright guys, so let's talk about these noodles right here. Definitely, please know how to make you guys noodles. Don't hard boil it all the way till they're cooked. Otherwise, it's going to be mushy. It's not going to be al dente, and it's not going to have any type of texture. It's just going to be a mush texture. Make sure you guys cook your guys noodles good. Get them blanched after they're done as well and drained. So these bad boys are ready to go. We're going to add some of this salt. We are going to season our noodles first. We want to build those layers. That way it's going to excite the palate versus you eating a peppery, salty dressing that you just throw on some noodles. That's a no. Add some of our carrots. Some of our green onions. Let's get the wahoo in here as well. Let's get these bad boys going in there. Those of you who don't like fish, yeah, you guys can definitely omit it to your liking. But Sweeties likes to add some flavor in here. And I mean, like I said, we're Samoan, man. We love wahoo. And so far so good. Everybody who's had Sweeties salad loves it. So give that a good mix. But now for the grand finale, baby. Here is the best foods. Let's get this bad boy in here. And it is up to you guys on how much mayonnaise you guys like in there. I know not everybody likes mayonnaise like how Sweeties likes mayonnaise. And I'm not even joking. And there is a certain sound that we like to listen out for when we do our mac salad. Okay guys, so let's get it going to the good part. We're gonna start with, for our garlic fried chicken, let's work on the sauce real quick. So for our Sweeties secret sauce, obviously we can't give everybody everything that goes in there, but we will give you the basics of what everybody else is doing for their version of garlic fried chicken. So with that being said, we're gonna add our ingredients and let's get it going. Okay guys, let's introduce some of the ingredients that's going to go into the sauce. So the basic sauce for garlic fried chicken would be, of course, your soy sauce. And depending on your preference, I know everybody has their own type of soy sauce they like to use. Some people like to use Aloha, some people like to use Silver Swan, some people like to use dark, but for us, we're going to use kikkoman. We also have green onions, we have brown sugar, we have garlic, and then pepper, finishing it off with pepper. Just because the soy sauce is already salty, we want to add some pepper to it too as well, just to balance it out. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start incorporating it. So I'm going to put in our brown sugar, get that bad boy going. Make sure you mix it all up nice and well. Get that going. And guys, it's all about the sauce when it comes to garlic fried chicken. So, and I'm a saucy kind of guy. Me and the whole crew, we love the sauce. And over the years, it took us a while to perfect this recipe. So with that being said, there are some secret ingredients in here that we can't totally share with everybody. Otherwise, it's not going to be Sweeties garlic chicken anymore. But just go ahead and do it to your liking. And just know that when you are, after frying the chicken, you will be dipping your chicken into this sauce. And that is going to give it a great flavor. So all of this incorporated, let's go like that. Alright, so let's get started on our fried chicken. So we are using boneless thighs. We like dark meat. Your preference on whichever type of meat that you want to do. And also just be mindful whether you have bones in or bones out. If you do have bones in, you're going to have to definitely fry a little bit longer. But today we have our boneless thighs that's been rinsed and washed and drained. And then we are going to dredge it in just regular all-purpose flour. I know some people like to use rice flour for mochiko chicken and potato flour for those of you who want like Korean fried chicken, but we're just gonna go straight all-purpose flour. Get it dredged and then into its oil. All right, guys, so let's get this bad boy dredged in some of this flour. And guys, just be mindful, do not crowd your fryer, whatever you guys are frying in. Today I am frying in a Dutch oven just because I like the way it conducts the heat evenly. But normally when we are catering an event, we are frying in humongous woks. So we are frying anywhere from, oh my gosh, 5 to 10 cases per event. So let's get these bad boys in here. Oil is ready, nice sizzling and bubbling, yes. And make sure you guys are dusting your guys' flour too off your guys' chicken. That is the quickest way to make your oil go bad quick. If you guys are not dusting your guys' chicken well. And for those of you, you guys might be asking, oh, well, do I need to season the flour? No. All of your seasoning is in your sauce. Alright, so we got our fried chicken just coming out, nice, hot, and fresh. And the key is that's what you want. You want it nice, hot, and fresh. So that way when we throw it into the sauce, like so, all the sugars that we put within the sauce, guess what? It's gonna coat, it's gonna marry, and it's going to caramelize itself on here. So make sure you take all the sauce off. And then we're just going to put it in here like so. Oh my gosh, I wish you guys can smell this right now. It's so yummy. You just smell all of that sugar being coated on there. So, we are almost there, guys. Now we are going to just dress this up just a little bit more and make it look presentable. So everybody eats with the eyes, got to make sure it looks nice. So here we are. Our chicken is nicely dipped and coated, but I'm going to go for just a little bit more sauce. Let's add just a little bit more sauce to this bad boy. Yum. Get in my belly. All of that. Add just a little bit more sauce. Yes. And then we're going to finish it off with some, a couple of sprinkles of sesame seeds. And that'll be done. That's that. Mac salad. You can just leave mac salad alone, but if you want to add just a couple more scallions to it, I'd say go for it. Add a little bit of color onto the plate. Boom. You can probably do this for some of these too. Let's throw a couple of it. Look how much more prettier that makes it. Boom. Hey. Alright, now let's go for the rice. We can add a couple of these bad boys over here as well. I know also in the islands, everybody likes to eat their plate lunches with portake. So, we got a little bit of nori left over here. You can find this in the grocery stores as well too. You just color these bad boys. crinkles. There you go. And there you have it. Add a little bit of shoyu. Get you guys plates together. Whatever you want. But definitely, garlic fried chicken has been one of my favorite to go to plate lunches back home in the islands of Hawaii. And that's why it has become one of my most obsessive types of fried chicken. And guess what? It's our best seller. So yay for Sweeties. My crew is amazing. And I hope you guys enjoy this meal. For real, for real. Now it's time for that surprise that we promised you guys earlier today. We have a nice cocktail to wash down all that wonderful garlic chicken, rice, and mac salad. So with that in mind, we have some fruits that we had on hand. We marinated with clear liquor, your choice, whatever you guys want to marinate you guys fruits with, but we love clear. So we're gonna do clear liquor, and we are going to pour this bad boy in here. So we have strawberries today, and we have oranges. We like to use pineapple sometime, but this is what we have for today. Get that bad boy. Ooh, that smells so good. Ooh, you smell good. Smell hella bad. For all of this bad boy in here, look at that oranges. And just to put it out there, adults only, okay? This drink is for adults only. If you guys want to do a virgin style, no liquor. Duh. So get that bad boy. Ooh, you smell so good. This bad boy in here. Got some cranberry juice. Put it in the freezer so we can get nice and cold. I feel like I'm choking that down. Get in there, baby, get in there. Me and my cameraman want a drink. Right, sis? Okay, add some of that. Mix it up some 7-Up. Just stir accordingly. Just taste it out. See how it goes. Oh my gosh, it smells wonderful. That stir action. And you know where all that alcohol is at. It's all in the fruit. Those of you guys that love fruit, let's get it. So I'd say let's put a little bit more of this in here because that was a lot of alcohol. And then we'll put the rest of this bad boy in here. Taste. Give it a quick stir. On behalf of Sweeties Catering, we would like to give a big special thanks to U.T.O.P.I.A. Thank you for your partnership, and thank you for always showing love and support for Sweeties Catering. And for all of you viewers out there as well. Thank you guys for joining us today, visiting our kitchen. Hopefully you guys got something out of today's demo, and I hope you guys' food is just as yummy as it is today.
Talofa. My name is Tweety Fatsuasi, and I'm a community organizer with U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle, and I would like to talk to you about the 2020 census. The census is a population count that takes place every 10 years. It helps to count every single person living in the United States and its territories. The census is important to me because it helps to inform billions of dollars in federal funding that helps to support and sustain our communities. The results will show where our communities will need new roads, construction, and highway planning. It will help with our school programs, school lunches, Pell Grants, adult education, and child care assistance. It will help our communities with Section 8 housing, community development, and federal transit. It even affects our congressional representation, which depends heavily on the population of our community. As a trans woman of color growing up in hard-to-count community, I owe it to myself, as well as the people I care for, to respond to the census. I encourage you to do the same by doing your part in serving your community. And you can do so in one of three ways. You can call the toll-free hotline at 844-330-2020, or you can fill out your census questionnaire and mail it back to the U.S. Census Bureau. Lastly, I encourage you to visit the online website by going to www.my2020census.gov. The extended deadline is now until October 31st. Be sure to count yourself, your family, your friends, your children, your neighbors, your roommates, anyone who lives within your household. Thank you very much.
It is census time. Some more. It is census time. Some more. No left behind. Some more. Everybody be counted. It is census time.
I'm going to introduce to you all a very, very special performer, Morgan Britt, Island Girl. Born in Hawaii, raised in Seattle. Her goal as an artist and creator is to represent to our Polynesian people, but to have her own sound and own lane, meaning not wanting to be comparable to anything that's already been done. She writes every song you hear her drop, and she hopes she can inspire more women like us to be fearless in their craft, create unapologetically, and to know their place in this world that tries to discredit our existence and the advocates that are the reason we have the equality, to an extent, that we do today. Hashtag, I am that bitch. Hashtag, we are all that bitch. Friends, family, please welcome the beautiful Morgan Britt.
Hi guys, I'm Morgan Britt. First of all, I want to thank Donato and Good Sis Isis and U.T.O.P.I.A for inviting me out to perform for this. I think it's so beautiful. And give it up for our amazing host. She's hilarious. So I'm just going to be doing two quick little songs. Before I do want to start, I also want to dedicate this set that I'll be doing to just the Black Lives Matter movement that's been happening. I know it's been like really controversial and people are losing friends and family, but I do want to say that we should all be using our privileges and our voices to the best of our knowledge to protect our Black friends, our Black sisters, relatives, families, neighbors, coworkers, whoever we hold close to us. So keep fighting and never stop fighting. And let's get into it. I have a mic because I'm extra. And the first song I'll be doing is Hard Place by her. So here it is. Yeah. Wanna believe what you say, but I hate you on most days. You be testing my faith, and I know that you be dead wrong, but you know that I be headstrong, telling me to relax, reacting, that I'd rather fight, lose sleep at night, least you're all mine. If I had to choose my heart or you, I'm gonna lose, yeah. But if nothing ever change, oh, I'm caught between your love and a heartbreak. Oh, I wish there was a right way. I'm caught between your love and a heartbreak. Oh, oh, do I even have a choice when I'm gonna have to pick my poison? Yeah, you heard me so good, so good. And even when you cost it, you're the one right here to wipe away. Maybe that's the reason I stay. But I'd rather fight than lose sleep at night. At least you're all mine. Then, baby, I had to choose my heart or you. I'm gonna lose, but if nothing ever will change, oh, I'm caught between your love and a heartbreak. Oh, I wish there was a right way. I'm caught between your love and a heartbreak. Oh, 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 oh. What if nothing ever change? I'm caught between your love and a heartbreak. What if nothing change? I'm caught between your love and a heartbreak. Oh, 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 I wish there was a right way. I'm caught between your love and a heartbreak. Oh, oh, no, no. Oh, what if nothing would change? I'm caught between your love and a heartbreak. All right, guys, that was my first song, Her Heart Place. I hope you guys like it. I think it's a really good song, and it's one of our favorite Black artists out there. Her name is Her, so make sure you go stream it. Before I continue to my last song, I also want to say, if you follow me on Instagram, Miss Morgan Brits, I have a petition in my link in my bio to reopen Sandra Bland's case. So in the honor of the Black Lives Matter movement, I think that's really important to be battling the faces of injustice by also helping the lost lives of innocent Black men and women who, you know, were victim to it. So Miss Morgan Britt, go ahead and sign the petition. We're very close to getting 1 million signs. So, all right. So the next song and the last song I'll be doing is a church song, but I'm not religious at all because I twerk too much to be giving my life to Jesus just now. So you guys might resonate with this song. I feel like with everything that's been going on, I feel like it's important to spread a positive message and use this platform that was given to me today for something that matters. So if you guys like it, go ahead and just feel it, be anointed, and this is Hillsong Oceans.
You're not using
Oh, that's a YouTube ad.
Charmin Ultra Soft is so soft. You'll
Make
have
sure you guys get your
to
toilet paper.
you can use less. Charmin Ultra Soft is twice as absorbent, so you can use less.
But I hope you guys are doing good. How are you feeling good? Looking amazing. Hopefully all of the above. I'm gonna just keep talking while this Charmin Ultra toilet paper commercial ad goes.
Bounty picks up messes quicker. It's 2 times more absorbent. Bounty, the quicker.
Okay, let me turn this up. You called me out upon the waters, great unknown. The feet may fail, and there I find you in the mystery, in oceans deep. My faith will stay. I will call upon your name and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul rests in your embrace. I am yours, and you are mine. Your grace abounds in deepest waters. Your sovereign hand will be my guide. And there I find you in the mystery. You never fail, and you won't stop now. I will call upon your name, oh, and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul rests in your embrace. I am yours, you are mine. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon forever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the water. Forever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. I will call upon your name and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul rests in your embrace. I am yours, and you are mine. That song gets me like so emotional because I hate it so much. But that was my last song. Thank you guys so much for this opportunity. Again, thank you to Miss Bernardo. We appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Oh my God, Morgan, that was beautiful. You have such a beautiful, a very soft and very powerful at the same time voice.
Thank
I
you,
applaud
sis.
your talent.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
How long have you been singing?
I've been singing since the Little Mermaid, girl. That's when I feel like it. I'm the Little Mermaid.
Yeah, me too. But then they always make me Ursula, so I don't know why. Or one of the
Ursula's
Eeyore.
iconic, though.
Right. Well, you have such an amazing talent. And where do you go? What's the next step for you in your career and your musical career?
I work with an amazing guy named Christopher Pack. He works with a bunch of artists like Wale, Lil Mosey, and I've just been grateful and blessed for him to take me under his wing. So I've just been songwriting, getting ready to drop my album, and just, I've been putting on hold because of all these protesting. I feel like that's been more important in the last few weeks, and I'd rather use my platforms to fight for the injustices. But music will be coming. I've been writing. My album is coming, so everyone should be excited.
Oh, I know myself and the rest of Utopia Seattle, Utopia International, and all the Utopias and all of your brothers and sisters and friends. We all wish you the very best. With a talent like yours, an immaculate voice like yours, honey, you will go far, and you have all of my blessings, whatever that's left in me, because I love that song that you sang. I was singing along with you. I felt all my sins being forgiven. Well, the ones that can be.
Sis. You have been forgiven.
Amen. Thank you, honey. We wish you the best, and we will catch you soon. Thank you so much for
Thank
joining us.
Thank you guys so much. Bye, guys.
All righty. Now we're going to go into a really short break with another Utopia PSA and then we'll come right back and right into our next performer. See you in a little bit.
Talofa. My name is Arrianna Suluai. I am the Community Engagement Coordinator for U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle. In response to the COVID-19, U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle is providing financial relief assistance to queer and trans-Pacific Islanders in Washington. If you are a queer or trans-Pacific Islander and experiencing financial setback due to the pandemic, please visit our website at www.utopiaseattle.org to apply. Our application is very simple with very low barrier so that we are able to get financial assistance out to our community members in a timely manner. In addition to this, we also have another project that if you are trans or gender nonconforming could access. This is our New Possibilities Gender Affirming Project. It is a resource for trans and gender diverse folks to find free, new, or gently used clothing for job interviews or other occasions. The New Possibilities Clothing Project relies heavily on donations from our community to sustain itself. If you are interested in donating, please email me at adriana@utopiaseattle.org. These projects are part of my direct service responsibilities as I sit ready to help our community members, whether it be resources for housing, financial assistance, gender-affirming care, amending legal documents, or whatever other needs that our community may have. I am always here and ready to support. Whaketai Telelapa.
So let's jump right into our next performer, a very well-known person in the QTPI LGBT community. Neil organized the very first Samoan contingent for San Francisco Pride in 1982. That was featured on NBC special in 2018, Visibility at Pride. Neil has continued to support San Francisco Pride with an organization he helped co-found in 1998, United Territories of Pacific Islanders Alliance, U.T.O.P.I.A San Francisco. Neil was appointed to the San Francisco Human Rights 2012 LGBTQ Advisory Committee that focused on LGBTQ senior and immigrant issues, providing LGBTQ resource services to our underserved neighborhoods in San Francisco. Neil worked 5 years with the Samoan Community Development Center as a project coordinator for the Samoan Wellness Initiative, an organization that has been servicing the PI community for over 27 years. Neil facilitated a weekly support group, Cafe Wellness, daily senior aerobic workout called Hot Siva. Siva meaning dance, along with facilitating healthy cooking and eating class once a week. in-LIEU'AU is now a Poly by Design team and is the Health and Wellness Director. You can also catch in-LIEU'AU as a contributing host on Pasifika podcast every Sunday at 10 a.m. to noon. Download the free app. Currently, in-LIEU'AU volunteers with the Regional Pacific Islanders Task Force as part of the COVID-19 response team for San Francisco. Friends and family, after when I get off this live, I'm going to go yell at my guests for being so freaking loud. Please help me welcome to our virtual stage, in-LIEU'AU.
Hi everybody, Talofalogo. My name is in-LIEU'AU from U.T.O.P.I.A, San Francisco. Today we're going to make chicken pot pie, or some people think of it as an empanada. This is going to be a curry filled with brie cheese, spinach, mushroom, and chicken. So before we start that and adding the filling, we're going to make the dough. So step on over here and we'll start that process. All right, let's go. Make sure your hands are clean. We've already added the salt in this bowl. I'm tripling the amount for the dough. So we have the flour in here, and we're gonna add in some cold butter. These are 3 cubes of butter, and we're just gonna add that in there. And then you could use something to, I forget what it's called, but I always use my hands. I think the hands are the best way to go. You can get a feel for everything, and you can kind of tell when you can add the rest of your ingredients. Right now, with the warmth of my hand, it is breaking up the butter and it's incorporating it into the flour. And what you want to do is to make sure you have small pebble-sized butter that is left in the flour. And what that does, it kind of creates a flaky air pocket for your empanadas or your pie crust. And this is such a simple recipe, very easy to do. And when people come over and you're just rushed to either make something, I don't really like to go out and buy things. I'd rather do homemade goods like scones or pangipopo or just a whole bunch of kind of things. So make sure this is well incorporated. And then on the side here, I have some ice water. And with that ice water, it's 1 cup of ice water to 3 tablespoons of distilled vinegar. All right, so that's almost the consistency you want. And just make sure that it's all incorporated at one time. And as you're putting the flour in with the butter, it will automatically kind of melt itself into the mixture. All right, so then you're going to create a well, and in that well you're going to add the 3 eggs, which we have right here. And with those 3 eggs, we're going to start incorporating that with your hands. And then you want to add the ice water a little bit at a time with the vinegar. You could use one hand or you can do both, but I like to leave the other hand free in case I need to grab something like the water. All right, so as that's going in, you can add in more water, ice water, and make sure you mix that in really well, because what we're gonna do after that is we're gonna form a ball into this bowl, and then we're gonna wrap that ball and put it in the refrigerator for an hour. There we go, it's almost all incorporated. You don't wanna knead it too much. And we're almost there. Now you can add your other hand in there because you got to gather up all that flour. Gonna get that off your hand. We still have a little bit more ice water and distilled vinegar in our cup. And add that to the sides. Make sure you incorporate everything. And it's okay if you have little bits of flour and butter on the side because that will all get incorporated. Okay, so we're almost there. Let's add the rest of the water in here. And if it gets too gooey, you can have some flour on the side, which I have right over here. Sprinkle it on there. And there we go. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it into a little ball. You could either use the surface, but I prefer to use my large bowl here. Let's clean up our hands. Put the remainder on top. And we're done. This goes into the refrigerator wrapped. So let's get the wrapping plastic and put it in the refrigerator for 1 hour. And we'll come back, we'll roll it out, and we'll start with the process of putting the curry into the dough. All right, so there you go. Let's wrap it up and we'll be back in an hour or in 30 seconds and you will see how we start rolling that. Wrap it, grab it. Another piece. And roll it around, grab it. There you go. And like I said, if there are little pieces that are left over, it's fine. This will all get incorporated once we put it into the refrigerator. There you go. Okay, we've got our dough all ready. Let's unwrap it. It's been in the refrigerator now for about an hour. It's nice and cold. We cleaned off our surface space here. We're gonna flour the surface space. Generally speaking, it should be very clean. All right, here we go. I'm gonna cut it in half or in pieces. Put that to the side. Put some flour down. Flour's on your hand. And also on your rolling pin. And you want to roll it out. You just roll that out to whatever thickness you want. And then you can use whatever you have to make circles. And they'll usually come out looking like that. Sometimes I will double them up since my working space is not that wide. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll make one for time's sake. You can do two here. Put this to the side. Here I already have our mixture of chicken curry, which is kind of thick. So the consistency should be thick because you want to put a tablespoon in the center of your dough. Now sometimes I'll take two. And just put them together like that. And then we'll want to place a tablespoon in the middle. And add a little more. Brie cheese right in the center there. And then close it up. Make a little circle around there, and it's okay if some of it comes out, because what you're going to do is you're going to take it and you're going to fill it over all the way around. And we'll make several of these. And as you close it up, and we'll use a egg yolk egg wash. All right, so the last process is the egg wash that we're going to put on top. So these look really kind of rustic because I kind of threw them together, but they taste good. So we're just going to have a simple egg wash. We're going to put that on, and we're going to bake these at 400 degrees for about 12 to 15 minutes, and we'll bring them out of the oven, and they'll be fabulous. But these are really a great way to use leftovers as well. I've done leftovers where I've incorporated them into a mixture of any kind, really. And then all you need is to thicken it up is maybe a little cornstarch for the insides. But this right here is going into the oven, and when we come back, we'll show you how beautiful they are. And we'll serve them up with some sauces. So that's it, folks. So here we are. This is the final. And you can use it with your favorite dipping sauce. Let's take a try here. Nice and flaky. Cheese, the brie. Thank you, U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle. Have a great fundraiser. From U.T.O.P.I.A San Francisco, we send you our love. This might be the next thing. Meals meet pies. Enjoy your evening, and I'll see you all soon. Good.
Hello everyone, greetings and talofa, and thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Fania Sipini, and I am one of U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle's community organizer. Part of my job as a community organizer is working with U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle leaders in forming a queer and Trans-Pacific Islander-led leadership cohort. With that being said, I want to introduce our Tautua Trans Leadership Cohort. Tautua is a word in Samoan that expresses the cultural tradition of a service to the family and community. It can also mean any service of an individual to a greater cause. The Tautua Trans Leadership Cohort will focus on enriching and equipping members by building spaces through peer learning, collaboration, as well as building leadership within a PI community. The Tautua Trans Leadership Cohort will aim to make leaders out of the QTPI community to assist and help in the organization's future prosperity in terms of programs, outreach, culture stewardship, as well as reaching a better understanding of social and economic policies that is affecting our communities. Our aim is to build something exceptional together because the goal is to create strong connective tissue, and that is a network of leaders that includes me and you. If you have any questions and if you're interested, please reach out to U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle through our Facebook page, Twitter, or Instagram. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of the program.
Now this amazing person, Auva'a, Auva'a Leotalu is a proud Samoan Fa'afafine trans woman of color, international speaker, performer, advocate, storyteller, writer, and curator who weaves the tapestry of intersectionality, of race, culture, and gender in her talks and performance works. Based in Melbourne, Australia, she is the co-director for Asia Pacific Queer women's-led LGBTIQ organization Planet Ally. Her LGBTIQ advocacy work also has seen her collaborate with the likes of BMW, Forbes magazine, the United Nations, as well as within her community in Melbourne and Australia to bring a Samoan Pasifika narrative to the table. Friends, put your hands together and welcome the incredible, the beautiful, and the powerful voice of Auva'a Leotalu.
Talofa and warm Pacific salutations from me to you. My name is Auva'a Leotalu and I'm about to do an original composition to present to you. It looks at queer Pacific displacement and on wide escapes, queer displacement in our community. The poem is called Let Me Count the Waves. Let me count the waves. Pasifika, Lū'au, Nofo. Thus, with the air that I breathe, of my language and my culture, that connects me to my past, present, and possible future, the rites of passage of my queer responsibility to mankind, to my people, to me. I treasure my ancestors like a brown girl in the rain, by the rivers of Babylon. Yeah, we weep, we weep. For the future generations, as our own rivers of Babylon overflows unexpectedly, and we're left to pick up the pieces and explain to our Pacific generations of what was and what we could have done to disrupt, fight, and protect our honor. The oxygen we give life, clouded in fear over our misfortunes and our mistakes, and the climate change fight being deported in many directions. We smile in our tears as if we choose this journey by pure luck. I should have, but I don't have answers. Yeah, we weep. We weep. I weep within my grief. The ecosystems of suffrage and in future, we are not defined or labelled by any other kind of status, but our displacement of environmental stress and how we battle to grasp international refuge law. Pasifika, Lū'au, Nofo. And then we weep, we weep, we weep. The future compass of life, existence, pointing towards the erasure of not only identity, but the slow death and disposition of Pacific nations. Yeah, we weep. We weep like the blood that flows within my soul. We weep. Pasifika, Lū'au, Nofo. So from my heart to yours, sending love and solidarity wherever you are. Peace.
Hi, I'm Sepa Vaina, Community Engagement Manager at U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle. U.T.O.P.I.A's mission is to create sacred spaces to strengthen the minds and bodies of queer and trans Pacific Islanders through community care, community organizing, civic engagement, and cultural stewardship. Our community members are experiencing the financial impact of COVID-19, and we want you to know that we are here to help. U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle is offering financial assistance to queer and trans Pacific Islanders in the state of Washington who are experiencing financial setback due to the pandemic. To apply, please visit www.utopiaseattle.org and fill out an application. The application process is simple and low barrier so that community members receive the assistance they need in a timely manner. In addition to that, U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle has partnered with Pacific Fruit Company to conduct a curbside food distribution every Monday in the month of June except June 1st. We will be setting up in front of our office at 205 East Meeker Street, Kent, Washington, area code 98032. Food and supplies are available on a first-come, first-served basis while supplies last. For more information on this, please like our Facebook page at U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle or visit us at www.utopiaseattle.org.
Born and raised in the beautiful Isles of Fiji, she is a beauty stylist by profession. She believes forgiveness and kindness is the key to heal oneself and the world. Living as her true identity, as her whole being, is the best experience of her life. To be able to freely express herself has given her new confidence and self-esteem. She loves cooking and hosting friends and loved ones to a beautiful meal. Her motto in life is to love, because love has been helping her to grow into the person she is becoming each day. Love, Diana. Friends and my beautiful people, welcome to our virtual stage, Diana.
Nisan Bulavinaka, and welcome to my kitchen. My name is Diana, and I live here in Seattle, Washington. I was born and raised in Fiji Islands, beautiful Fiji Islands, and I moved to Canada several years ago, and then I moved here to America, and today we will be cooking some Fiji Island food. Something that my family loves. My fiance loves it too, and I would like to share the recipe and the goodness of this beautiful meal with you. So it's a Pacific Island style meal, and we're going to cook shrimp. Of course, we all love seafood, and with tomatoes, cilantro, onion, and some spices. So it's kind of a fusion kind of curry that we're going to be doing today, and to top it up, every Pacific Islander loves coconut cream. That's thrown into almost every meal that we make. We love coconut cream. The first thing, this is about 4 pounds of shrimp or prawns that have taken the shell out. In Fiji and in the Pacific Islands, I know we like to cook with a shell, but here it's so much easier. So on a wok like that, the first thing that we want to do, we don't want to actually overcook shrimp. Shrimp just takes very short time to cook, so we're not going to cook it with the sauce. First, saute this in a little bit of oil. These are all dry and de-shelled and clean, and a little bit of oil in a pan, in a hot pan. And what we're going to do is saute it and make sure that this is cooked separately. And then once we make the sauce, we'll add this to the sauce so that the shrimp is not overcooked, but cooked. You don't actually want your seafood to be not cooked. That's not a good thing. So you want your shrimp to turn red, and remember, at least about 2 to 3 minutes on a hot pan like this, because it's gonna get that shrimp nice and cooked, but at the same time it will retain the moisture and the juice inside. The worst that you could do with shrimp or any seafood for that matter is overcook it, and then everything becomes dry and rubbery. And then we'll cover it up again, because we want all of them to turn out nice and orange or red. And then we'll put it on a different container, and we'll let it sit, and we'll prepare the sauce separately, and then we'll combine everything together. It's very easy and it's super delicious. So as you can see here, this nice fat shrimp, and as soon as all of them actually start turning orange, I'm gonna take it off the pan, and then we'll prepare the sauce separately, and then we'll combine them together. It's so beautiful. And to top it up, a little bit of cilantro, like fresh cilantro, This is the best thing that you can put in any of your curries. We trans women actually spice up a family, a gathering. We have so much to bring to the table. I think myself as when I'm cooking, I think myself as cilantro to the food, because we make food look beautiful. Also, we bring this burst of flavors into the dish that we're preparing. Like, create so much aroma. It's so beautiful. But cilantro is not for everyone, and girls like me is not for everyone either. I'm gonna use a lot of ginger and a lot of garlic, and I'm also using a little bit of chili pepper. This needs to be crushed. So a nicely crushed garlic and ginger, and with a little bit of chili. You don't have to add chili, but garlic and ginger is really important because they add a lot of flavor to the shrimp and to seafood, So now, as you can see, they all have turned really beautiful. There is a lot of liquid in here, a lot of liquid that came out, so we don't really need them. We don't want the liquid, we just want the shrimp. So that's it. The shrimp is all cooked and they are ready to go into the sauce. Now we're going to prepare the sauce. This is the important bit because this will add the flavor to the beautiful shrimp that we have. So I'm going to use a little bit of oil because we're going to saute some onion, garlic, ginger, tomato paste to make this beautiful sauce for our shrimp or prawns. Okay, so I have one whole onion that I finally, not finely chopped, but chopped. You can do it any way you want. It doesn't matter. And when the pan is warm, you want to put the onion in and saute it until it's golden, golden brown or brown. And I'm using a wok because to make a sauce like this is really handy, and to cover it up it's good because it's gonna get it more brown. Usually it doesn't really turn brown, so whatever brown you can get to the maximum level. The onion needs to be sauteed, the flavors needs to melt into the oil and into the pan, so the other ingredients that you're gonna put, it's all gonna combine together and create a nice flavor. A few things that you need to get ready is salt. I also use a little bit of sugar, and that's optional. Sugar adds this beautiful flavor to the coconut cream, and this is 4 pounds of shrimp, and we've used 2 full cans, big cans of coconut cream because that's a lot of shrimp. And we're going to use a few spices because we're making a fusion curry, which means like a Fiji Indian curry. The spices that we use is cumin seeds and mustard seed, yes. So these spices add, a really nice, maybe a little spoon. And if you don't have them, don't worry about it, because without them, you can really make a nice curry. It just adds a little more flavor and authenticity, but if you don't have it, don't worry about it. You can go without it. Okay, let's look at our ginger and garlic that we just crushed. Because we want this to also saute together with the onion. I'm gonna add that, but we won't add all of them because we want to keep some towards the end. When we're done, we can actually add it to the last bit to create that aroma and the flavor that will burst into the whole sauce. So I'm saving a little bit for the end. Towards the end when I'm making the sauce, I'm gonna put it in there so the flavor is strong and nice. Okay. The next ingredient that goes in is, chopped tomatoes. So I use this fresh, tomatoes that we got, and we want to put this in and make like a tomato puree, like cook the tomato for a long time. And also I'm going to use some lemon as well. Lemon is going to add up a little more sour taste. It will, charge up the sourness of the tomatoes. So it creates this beautiful blend of flavor. So as you can see, the sauce, the liquid in the tomatoes are drying up now, and let me show you how that looks now. So what we want to do now is add a little bit of sugar to taste, and if you don't want to add sugar, remember you don't have to. I'm just adding a little bit, so it gives that oomph to the coconut cream. And this is when you also want to put in your leftover ginger garlic paste, and put in all the leftover. As it's drying, the liquid is drying from the tomatoes, and as you can see, the tomato is all mashed up, it's cooked well. We don't want to use, try and use fresh tomatoes if you can, because they take a little longer to cook and to blend in and also become soft and like a paste. The reason why is because if you use canned tomatoes, they cook very quickly and they don't release the flavors into the sauce. And you want it to be flavorful, because all of this beautiful sauce that we're going to create is going to get into the shrimp, and voila, it's going to be just amazing. Okay, so we've got all the ginger paste in. Now we're going to saute it a little bit more, and then we're going to add, the shrimps. But before that, I want to, we already have the sourness, but I like, a little more sour, because as soon as we put in the coconut cream, it's going to make all the flavors disappear, because coconut cream is so intense. It's just like women of the Pacific. We are very intense. When we come into a room, we take over. Just like, when we put coconut cream over, it's going to take over. All to add a little bit of lemon. So you want to squeeze this nice juicy lemon. I'm going to use two halves, because, so like I said, we are going to make a Pacific style, Fiji style, shrimp curry, which is fusion. It's not like what you would eat in an Indian restaurant, but we still use turmeric, which is, it's really, really good. It's antioxidant. It's amazing for your body. And we're going to use some masala as well. Some people, if you can't get them separately, you can buy them together in a combination called curry powder. When you mix them together, it becomes curry powder. When you separate them, it's turmeric and masala. And they're both homemade. My mom, she made both of them at home, in Fiji, and she brings it over whenever she comes to visit me. And homemades are really, really good, but I can understand if you can get homemade. There's a lot of Indian stores that sell them separately, and if you can't, you don't know what to get, just get curry powder. It's the same thing, it's just mixed together. It makes life so easy. It's so important to remember that overcooking will kill the taste of it. It will become rubbery and nobody's gonna really enjoy it. So you saw I just salted the shrimp and I took it out quickly, and I'm not cooking it together with this, but at some point I'm gonna add it towards the end, so it's done very quickly. So if you're doing it separately, I would recommend at least 1 teaspoon of turmeric. This is not curry powder, it's turmeric. And then I put a little more, 1.5, and then you want to do 1.5 teaspoon of masala. Then mix them. Turmeric is amazing. A lot of people drink it during every morning with a little bit of water. Turmeric has antioxidants. It's Ayurvedics use it for medicinal purposes, and I remember when we used to get cuts and little abrasions on our hand, on our feet, my mom used to put turmeric to stop the infection, and blood will help. It helps a lot actually. We don't want so much liquid from the tomato. We want to make it as smooth, you know, as pasty as it can be. There you go. So it's still in process. I'm gonna cook it for maybe at least you know, 10 to 12 minutes on high and medium, fluctuating as you see. I've added salt to taste. Remember, I've added ginger, garlic, and chili paste, onion, and some little bit of spices to saute to create, you know, give that aroma and flavor. So the sauce is still in process. It's still getting there. We don't want, you know, we want the water to dry as much as we can because we will have coconut cream as the liquid for the sauce. So now we want to add the shrimp to the tomato paste, and remember the shrimp had a lot of liquid. We don't want to add the liquid, we just want to add the tomato paste and the shrimp together. And so you want to mix them together like that. Okay. And make sure that the tomato paste that we made, the sauce, is well combined with the shrimp. Our star ingredient for this dish is coconut cream. If you don't have coconut cream, you can still do without it, but it won't be as good as with the coconut cream. So we want to put this in, and you want to bring your flame to medium heat, because now coconut cream does not need a lot of heat to cook. Too much heat, it'll separate. So you know, what you want to do is you want to bathe your shrimps in this beautiful sauce. And I'm just gonna try out. I think everything's perfect. And the trick is to ensure that this is not overcooked, but it's all well mixed. And coconut cream actually is very empowering. It can steal the flavor of the food very easily. It can, you know, take over. Okay, and to top up everything, we've already chopped some beautiful fresh cilantro, and there you have a beautiful you know, Fiji style shrimp curry. Just remember a few tricks and few techniques. Do not you know, do not overcook your seafood. It's very simple, easy, good to eat, and you know, it's a beautiful dish, easy to prepare, but it looks very, you know, luxurious, and it looks very beautiful and presentable with it. And there you go, a beautiful Fiji style shrimp curry for my guests and for you guys. My name is Diana, and you know, thank you for tuning in to see what we had cooked today. We made this beautiful shrimp curry that, you know, we tasted, and it tastes really good. It's served with rice or roti or naan. You can have it with cassava and dalo as well if you're from Pacific Islands, and you know, you will enjoy this. Food, in my opinion, is you know, cooking food is like art. You know, when you cook food with love and you serve it to your guests or to your loved ones, it's you know, it makes everything so beautiful. You know, in the Pacific Islands, we cook not only for our family, but we cook for, like we say in Fiji, we cook for the village. So if we don't know when you know, who is going to come unexpectedly at your home, so we always cook some extra to serve you know, family and friends or people just walking by. That is the style that we do in the Pacific Islands. And today I have some guests, and you know, they will enjoy this beautiful meal. But now, since you know, all the flavors has blended in well with the shrimp. Let me try a little bit with rice. Wow, it's got the perfect blend of lemon, tomatoes, coconut cream, and cilantro. Just makes it so amazing. Remember the tip that I gave you all is never to overcook your seafood. Always keep that in mind, and it'll make your food so flavorful. To all my brothers and sisters, from the Pacific Island, from Fiji, and from neighboring islands like Samoa, Tonga, Cook Islands, I just want to say something to all of you. Be strong during this time and stay together, help each other, and share love instead of hate. Love conquers everything, and that is what we need right now in the world. We need to embrace each other and love.
Talofa, Bulavinaka Malolele. Kia ora, Yorana, aloha, and hello. My name is Donato Fatuesi, and I'm the Operations Manager at U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle. U.T.O.P.I.A stands for the United Territories of Pacific Islander Alliance. And since 2009, we have worked to provide sacred spaces for QTPIs, queer and trans Pacific Islanders, through community organizing, community care, cultural stewardship, and civic engagement. Our vision is to create a world of cultural wealth, dignity, healing, and liberation for QTPIs that not only honors our ancestors and supports future generations, but also ourselves. You might be wondering to yourself how you might be able to get involved with such an amazing organization, and I'm here to share with you 3 simple ways to do so. Step 1, subscribe to us. Like or follow U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle across all social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and even LinkedIn. Secondly, get activated. Join one of our programs or attend one of our events. See what we're all about. And thirdly, join us by becoming either a volunteer or a donor. Help sustain this meaningful work. Thank you so much. Enjoy the show.
Friends, and that brings us to the end of our show. We would like to thank you all for sticking with us and watching our top chefs and our singers and performers throughout this night. But before we log off, we would like to once more acknowledge our sponsors. For without their contributions and their help, none of this is possible. So for our hibiscus level, we have the Group Health Foundation. Our Bird of Paradise level, we have the Alaska Airlines, United Indians of All Tribes Foundation. Our Plumeria level, we have the Pride Foundation and Molina Healthcare of Washington, Willa Mendoza of Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, and then in Auburn, and then Paris Insurance Services, and then, of course, our U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle staff, faculty, and the beautiful CEO of U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle. Once again, we do have the links are still available on the screen and also in the comment section for you to purchase your raffle tickets. $10 a ticket for 2 round-trip tickets. Individually raffled off, 2 round-trip tickets, domestic travel throughout the United States of America, sponsored by Alaska Airlines. And also, we will accept, U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle will accept any contributions and donations. Anything that you can give will help us in every way that in every way possible. Once again, friends, we would like to thank you for tuning in. Next week, Friday, will be our last in-Lū'au show, and we will also announce our raffle winners for our giveaways, or our, not giveaways, my bad, for our 2 round-trip tickets sponsored by Alaska Airlines. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you all continue to stay safe and continue to feed the world and each other with positive thoughts, positive energy, and envelope each other with love. Until next week, We shall see you all again. Mahalo, and thank you, friends. So Pasifika.
40 years after its release, 40 artists and 14 schools across 4 islands unite as we reimagine Hawaii 78.
Hawaii pa mama Kapiko ake akai Mai heo polohiva akane Akanalo
Just for a day, our queen and king would visit all the islands and saw everything. How would they feel about the changes of our land?
Can you just imagine if they were around and saw highways on a sacred ground? How would they feel about this modern city life? Tears would come from each other's eyes as they would stop to realize our people are in great, great danger now. How would they feel? Would they smile, be content, or just cry?
Cry for the gods, cry for the people, cry for the land that was taken away, and then bid goodbye, Hawaii.
Could you just imagine if they come back and saw traffic lights and railroad tracks? How would they feel about this modern city life?
Tears would come from each other's eyes as they would stop to realize that our land is in great, great danger now.
All the giving that the queen had done, she gave all her love to everyone. How would she feel if she saw Hawaii next? Would they feel?
Would they smile, be content, or just cry?
Cry for the lost, cry for the people, cry for the land that was taken away, and then yes, you'll find Hawaii Uamau ke au kaina Ikapono Hawaii.
Mana Maoli is a nonprofit whose Mana Mele project includes a solar mobile studio, a music and multimedia academy, and over 200 Mana Mele collective artists, well-renowned to underground. They teach academics, business, and culture, from recording kupuna stories and student original songs to epic video collaborations like Hawaii Aloha and Island-style OEVA, each featuring over 1,000 Hawaiian charter school youth and dozens of Mana Mele artists. To learn more or support, follow Mana Maoli on social media or visit manamele.org. Mahalo.